Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little bit since I've done a video, and this is one that I've been looking forward to doing for a while. Now, I do have quite a few rounds through this. However, the weather has not been very great lately, so don't have any range footage right now, but surely I'll have some more coming. So, probably a couple years ago, I was really looking for a cool a lever action, but something that was in a pistol caliber, something that's more associated with revolvers, things like that. And I started looking at 357 Magnum lever actions, and at the time I really liked the Henry line of lever actions, and I do have another Henry that's in 4570. However, at the time, Henry really didn't make any side loading gate rifles, and I really, for something like this, I wanted something with a loading gate, and that's when I started looking at Rossi's. And part of what I want to address in this video is there are two pretty distinct line of Rossi lever actions. There are earlier Rossi lever actions that were manufactured under Taurus, and they certainly are not bad lever actions. However, they do take a little bit of a break-in period before they smooth out. They're known to be a little rough around the edges. So when I was looking at this one, the overall consensus was that it is a different manufacturer. So this is actually made by a company called CBC. It is still made in Brazil, same as the Taurus. However, it is a different manufacturer. And the general consensus was that these were much more refined rifles. The fit and finish was better. The quality overall was just better. Not that the old ones were bad. They were just rough around the edges and required a little bit of work to get them smoothed out into where they were more enjoyable to shoot. So this rifle is a Rossi R92. This has a 24-inch octagonal barrel, and the 24-inch is probably a little longer than I was looking for, and 357 actually does very well in rifles. However, anything above a 16-inch barrel, the gains in velocity that you are getting are pretty minimal. So the 24-inch barrel, I would say, is unnecessary. However, aesthetically and the type of rifle I was looking for, this was pretty close to what I wanted. So let me pick this up and give you a little closer look at this. Now, this is all blued, and the bluing is very good on this. There's some spots on the barrel that I would say are maybe a little thinner than I would care for the bluing. However, overall, it is very well finished. These go for around 700, 750, somewhere in that price range. And you get quite a bit of rifle for your money. So, as I was saying earlier, these are not manufactured by Taurus anymore. So you can see that it is made in Brazil by CBC, and I would say, based on some of the earlier Rossis that I looked at in the store, things like that, these definitely are a step above in terms of fit and finish. This one right out of the box was butter smooth. Just the action, everything about it was just was very nice. You can see the fit and finish is very good. I would say the most noticeable difference, I would say, between this and my Henry lever action is by far the wood. Now, the wood itself is very nice looking. However, the finish, you can see on some of the sharp edges, is pretty worn thin, and it was like that when I got it. Does that really bother me for the type of rifle it is? Not really. I think that's it's a little annoying, but overall, it doesn't bother me. I like to shoot my rifles. Something like this is not really a collector's item, so that sort of thing doesn't really bother me. As far as the type of ammo that this likes to shoot, I have three casings down here, and or three cartridges, and what I have found is that any kind of range ammo, such as this, with you know, a fairly narrow flat tip or a round nose, even something like this hard cast reload, it feeds very reliably. It's very smooth, and I've had no issues, no reliability issues whatsoever. What I have found is on things like this. This is surprising or funny enough. This is actually a MagTech, which is actually also made by CBC. Funny enough, who makes the rifle. This is a soft tip hunting hunting round, and these do not feed very well. I found this, and then any hollow point of any sort that is really has a wide hollow point, a big mouth to it. That does not like to. It does not like to feed that. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at this. Ammunition like this or some of your wider mouth hollow points really probably are not going to work that well. However, for what most people are going to use this for, ammunition like this it feeds very well. As far as velocities, things like that, most of the time I think you're probably looking around probably around the 1,700 feet per second, maybe 1,800 feet per second. Some of the really hot hunting loads, things like that, you can get some very impressive velocities with 357 Magnum. And out of this longer barrel, you can actually get pretty close to that 1,000 foot-pounds of energy that a lot of people say is kind of the minimum for white-tailed deer hunting, things like that. So this may be a pretty viable, I would say, close range hunting rifle. I'll pick this up so you can get a closer view of the rifle. I've found that out to 100 yards, I'm very accurate with this. And the buckhorn sights on here, I actually enjoy quite a bit. Some people do not like them. However, I do like them quite a bit. You will you get your elevation adjustment right here, and then you also get a brass bead on the front sight there, and I like that quite a bit. It's very easy to pick up, and I have found anything out to 100 yards roughly, it's very accurate. Beyond 100 yards, I would say you are definitely starting to lose a lot of the potency that 357 Magnum has, even out of a longer barrel. So I would say if you were going to use this as a hunting rifle, I personally would keep it under 100 yards. I think under 100 yards, though, it's going to be very effective. And so really, I just wanted to showcase that the Rossi lever actions of new are not the same that they were, 10 years ago even. And it's not that those guns are bad. It's just out of the box, they're not as good. You're definitely getting what you're paying for in terms of fit and finish. However, this one I would say is the CBC guns, I would say, are maybe just a slight step below something like a Henry. I don't have any experience with any of the newer Marlins or anything like that, but those are going to be quite a bit more expensive than this, so you're going to generally expect some better quality out of those. This one I've been very happy with. One thing I would like to note with a lot of these guns is they come with this crescent-shaped buttstock. Now, this is a little uncomfortable. This really doesn't have any perceivable recoil. Maybe with some really hot 357, I've noticed a tiny bit, but nothing that you're going to that's going to be uncomfortable for anybody. However, this is not the most comfortable if you just try to put it in your shoulder. Now, if you read the history of what these buttstocks were made for, it's really not something that you put into your shoulder like you would traditionally do. You actually kind of put this into the corner of your shoulder. These were made for horseback riding and being able to shoot when you're on a horse. So if you kind of put this into the crook of your shoulder, if that makes sense, it's a lot more comfortable to shoot. So if you have one of these and you're like, man, this thing's just not very comfortable, just try moving the stock a little closer to your arm, more around the ball of your shoulder, and it becomes a lot more comfortable. So again, I'll give you a little closer look of the action, everything like that. There is a frame safety up here. Personally, I don't use safeties on a lever action. In my opinion, lever actions are probably some of the more safe guns to use if they do not have a safety, because you cannot fire this without that hammer back. So the gun has to be cocked in order for that to go back. So the only way that this will fire, and this is unloaded, is when that hammer is back. Now you can, let's say you cock one in, maybe you're hunting, something like that, and you want to very carefully put the gun in a safe direction and bring that hammer down. You can carry it like this, and then when you're ready to fire, cock that hammer. And then this has a very nice trigger, very light. I would say it's probably a 4-pound trigger, but breaks very clean. And yeah, this is a very enjoyable gun to shoot. So I would certainly recommend one of these. If you've never owned or never shot a lever action, I would definitely recommend one of these. So anyway, that is the video for today, and hopefully, weather permitting, I'll get some more shooting videos for you guys soon. Thank you.